Alessandra Rodrigues. I work for Itau in the US. The reason why we decided to have coaching for the organization was we saw ourselves in the middle of the crisis, knowing that individuals had very particular needs. And we sat down and started to think, what can we really offer that is going to move the needle on a one-on-one basis and really address the different needs for the different employees? We really wanted to walk away from an offering that would make sense for us as the company, but would not address the real needs of the employees. So we saw in coaching an opportunity to offer a safe space and to allow people time to elaborate and discuss whatever issues they were having, especially as the home and the office had become one. We wanted them to have the safe space eventually to talk about their children, their marriage, the difficulty that they had with their manager. And we know that if we were in more normal times, this would be somehow addressed on the relationship with our internal human resources business partners. But being in the middle of the crisis, we understood that we could add value and really offer something that would really touch their lives in a more meaningful way. We were looking for a coach team to support our employees. We wanted to make sure that first we had a holistic approach, that we were looking at each individual at their whole, and that we could offer them not only executive coaching, not only a life coaching, not only an energy coaching, but something that could look at them on this really integral and holistic way. So that was the first thing that we wanted to guarantee. And of course, we spoke to some vendors, and I think that our company has a very strong culture. We're open. We have a type of conversation that is very rich and talks about emotion. Of course, that we do have challenges that every company has in relations to the employee experience and how to really engage them. But we do have this warm culture, being a company that is based out of South America, and really it's ingrained in how we do this. And I think it was a match in that sense to have coaches that would have that approach, look at them, look at each employee at the integrity of their experiences and their selves, etc., was very important for us. So that was the main decision factor. For sure, it's true that when we look into the match between the culture and the coaches, it was something that we wanted to guarantee. And moreover, I would say that coaching is about trust, and we needed trusted partners, because one thing that we wanted every employee to know is that we're not monitoring you. This is not, we give you something to get something back. And we wanted to make sure that from the beginning, they could trust the coaches that we were offering. They could trust the confidentiality of the process, and they could trust that this is out of the good intent. And even one of the employees asked us back, what is Itau getting out of it by offering us this type of service? And our genuine response is, we do believe that your well-being, that you being well, you having a safe space, you elaborating some things that may be happening with you, will also bring you better as a whole employee to the company, as with your whole self, and really be more productive. So it is a win-win situation, but we wanted to guarantee that they trusted and that they saw this relationship. And to start, we as a company, as human resources, we needed to trust the coaching body as well. What I enjoyed the most about the Itau Cares coaching experience was my own coaching. No, but I wanted to engage in the process as well, because I thought that it would be very important for me to experiment what the employees were experiencing and to understand, is this something that can really move the needle for them? And I started here joking that, of course, was my own benefits, but it was to see that the dynamics, how powerful it is for us to have, even if it's only 30 minutes of a very deep, focused, result-oriented conversation, and how this intentional thinking that the coach process gives us allows you to move so much quicker than when you're thinking on your own. So, of course, that I can think of corporate benefits. People were very grateful for the company. We had a lot of employees reporting that they felt very, we have one quote that it's like proud to belong. So we had a lot of people saying how proud they felt to be part of the company. But I think that the most valuable is to see this uplifting result and increase of awareness. I think that this was the main gain. I think the most impactful experience from the coaching that I saw, as a reminder, we don't know who really participated. It wasn't mandatory that people reported to us, and the coaches also didn't have to report to us who participated. So any feedback that we gathered was volunteered feedback. And I think that it's good to make this disclosure, because what I'm gonna comment really comes from the openness that one individual or many individuals had to give the feedback. So I would say that the main changes that we saw was, first, people talking about how important it was to have this forum. The second one, as I mentioned before, I think that the trust factor, not only trusting the coach, but trusting the good intention of the company, was a very good result. And I would say the third one is to really see that mental health is something that we need to speak of. I understand that the coaching is very focused, but a lot of people had things that they needed to process and that they needed help to think through. And without some type of tool, they might not know how to address. And one thing that I want to mention here, throughout the whole pandemics, we sent surveys asking the employees if they had access to the employee assistance program, which is something that Itau offers. And no one reached out to the employee assistance program. This is something that we would say over and over, if there is something that you need support with, da, da, da. And we didn't see. At the same time, we open a limited spots for coaching, and rapidly, almost all of them were gone. So that's the question. So people do need help, but they need to feel like the channel is a good channel to connect. So that was also a very good game for us. What are the channels that we're offering that are really impactful and meaningful to the employees? And I would say that overall, the Itau Cares initiative as a whole what allowed us to help people feel like we're walking the talk. We are saying that our culture puts people first, and we do something that is gifted to our employees in terms of their personal growth and their development. Then you tie whatever you're saying that your culture is with the actions that you're actually providing them. I think 2020 for the financial markets and barely every industry, maybe not for the pharmaceutical that were able to come up with a vaccine to the crisis that we're looking at, but many industries, they suffered with the instability, a world crisis, so on and so forth. And it was no different for Itau. But us being a very solid company also helps us navigate times of crisis. So for sure, we wanted to make sure that we were preserving our business results and that we kept the focus where it mattered. So even if we were navigating through a tsunami, we wanted to make sure that how can our people be equipped to go through this. And that's where the coaching experience also comes in, and giving them an opportunity to um, discuss any matters that could be impacting their performance. So we still made it through a very solid year when we look into all of the different impacts that we were having on the market overall. And for sure, a result of them being focused and clear, especially for those who seeked out the who sought out for help, is really being able to keep top of mind of what is important, and their focus on their performance and the bank's performance. Well, my number one advice for someone that is considering coaching, either for their teams or organization, is be ready to be coached yourself. So the first thing is be open, because you cannot expect to see transformation and change if the decision makers, either of the program or of the process, are not fully engaged themselves. If growth, someone said the other day, it's not a special quote, but something that is stuck in my head. Someone said, if you are a manager and if you lead people and it's super easy, something is wrong. You're not doing this right. Not in the sense that um, we should make our lives painful or very hard. Quite the contrary, I'm a super positive person, and I do think that the glass is half full. But on the other hand, you need to be stretching yourself, and engaging on a program like this, or any growth and development program, is really looking into how can I look a little bit out of what I'm used to? How can I expand? How can I raise my awareness? And many times see things that are not pleasant or not beautiful. And how do I address those things? And how do I talk about them honestly? And how do I realize what is my part on the solution? So my advice would be dive right in, but do it knowing that this is a process that you need to be very available yourself, because there is no growth if you're only expecting others to grow and you're not ready to grow as well. If and when you elect to enter a program like this, make sure that there is clarity on the purpose why you're engaging. Um, for us, for Itau, and was the name of the program, Itau Cares. We wanted to give a very human touch and say, hey, we know things are tough and we do care. There were other initiatives that were combined with the coaching as well. But for us, I think that we wanted to have this direction, or to have this clear hands on people's shoulder, saying we're here, one way or another, in different ways, shapes, or forms. We're here, and we heard only good things about the coaches. That, of course, we had a group of coaches engaging. We had a very large number of employees participating on the program, so it couldn't be concentrated in one person. And we heard nothing but good things about how it was helpful, about how it really allowed them to see something that they were not seeing. And I'm a very strong believer that sometimes a very small change in awareness can go a very big way. So I'm not saying that it's magic, but I'm saying that sometimes that itsy bitsy thing that you do and that you really engage, and it's that aha moment that you have. Eventually you're only going to have one through 6, 10 sessions, it doesn't matter, but that aha moment that you would not likely have by yourself is what makes it work. I wouldn't agree to do this if I didn't like the process, or if I thought like, oh, okay, let me do this for the relationship. Not at all. I do think that it benefits our employees, and I do think that that was the goal from the beginning, that we very well achieved, you know.